So my next game is a game that a friend of mine is interested in buying, and so if he buys it, I don't have to buy it, so I can play it at his place or when he brings it to game night. It's a game called It's a Wonderful World, from Le Boîte de Jeu, but it's going to be sold at the Black Box Games stand. Location is Hall 3, 0106. 1 to 5 players, card draft set collection card game. So let's take a look. It's about building the perfect world through cards, and it's a card drafting. I love card drafting with engine building in it. And each round you will draft 7 cards, and then you choose which one to recycle. So you get rid of it and get immediate bonus, a one-time big bonus, I think. Or you can play it and try to build it and get resources out of it, so that you get some resources each round. But sometimes it's better to get quite immediate resources to build other cards. So you have a little bit of a dynamic there. But cards activate in certain orders, so you have to be careful which cards you pick first or second. It's like that kind of a game. So you have to plan your constructions. And in addition to the base, I didn't even know that since I just read it, is there's an innovative campaign mode which adds cards. It's a campaign, it has a storyline, it adds cards, but you can replay it again because nothing is destroyed. You can make your own custom civilization with the story. It has some interesting artwork. Let's start somewhere, because there's a lot of pictures. I'm not going to show all of them. So my computer will just, so this is the game, some resources, you put your cards out, some cubes. And this looks very cool. Looks like pyramids, but I think they just made that for fun. So this is like the resource that you get if you build this. I think you have to put cubes on here, or maybe here. But it looks like a very nice game. A World Congress costs a lot to make. Recycling plant doesn't seem to cost a lot. And these cards are different cards. I think these are Republic of Europe. Maybe it's just civilization that you're playing, I think. Oh, you can build on top of each other in a way. Oh, this is the board. Oh, so basically this will go off maybe in a sequence from top to bottom, which can be interesting. Yeah, seeing as you have first a factory, then you can build warfare, and then science maybe, then another factory. So curious. But a friend of mine wants to buy this. This is It's a Wonderful Life. Looks like a very very neat game. So, A Wonderful Life. My number 39 is Karikari. It's a game from the VA Games, and it's in Hall 2 D118. It's like hand management, tile placement, animals, and exploration. It's kind of a thing that I have, I think. 2 to 4 players. It looks actually stunning. It has these fun little parody guys that look like they've been going to the gym. So yeah, it looks very cool. The art. What I really like is that the story is that the Mars have Iris had that reached Ayatollah Trona. Can't really pronounce that. in search for a new home. So the players explore the territory by adding new talent tiles, which gives them to perform specific actions that will help their iwi expand and settle new lands. So when a player puts this thing on the table, depending on the other tiles adjacent, these will generate resources which allow players to place control tokens, and the person that has the most control tokens by the end of the third era wins. And if you look at this, it looks so. I really like the soft colors of the on this one. So my computer is not cooperating with me, so it's trying to mess up this my first Essen list ever. So, but I'm rolling with it. So it looks really nice. It's nice and clean, and you're putting these huts and stuff up on the table. Nice little pieces. It's a nice little game. These nice little games can be much fun. It's a clean iconography, what I can see from it. These are different player colors. I think you have like 3 kind of resources. Tiles look neat on the other side. So it's a game by Devier. It's a Spanish company. They usually put out very cool games. They also distribute very cool games in Spain and Portugal. They're like the big company to approach if you have a game there. And this one looks pretty cool. Don't know if I think they're making this game. They bought the rights to it. It's sometimes they do that, but it's mostly a company that distributes games, and they distribute cool games in the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. So that is Karikari, and let's go to the next one. My number 38 is a game called Mage Lee. Mage Lee is a game that you're trying to defend a Evertree, and the first time that I read it, I was like, Evertree? Really? It's the same? Is it the same? Is it connected to Everdell? I hope not, because I think this is a beast of its own. It's a small kid, little game, not really a beast. It's from Familiar Games. They're in Hall 5, G104. But Games Quest is the place to be there, because Familiar Games, the Games Quest is selling the game there. Card drafting cooperative game, but you also play it competitively. Please choose one of the 2 people. I mean the people at these companies. But it looks like a very cool game. I like the dice. So you embark on a quest to save the Evertree. Use custom dice to activate spells, relics, creatures, and allies as you battle the forces of the Tempest in 5 unique locations. I'm just going to read it. Why not? I'm getting more comfortable in this list anyway. So because I'm excited to go to Essen. You will need all your wits to do that. And these cards, you can put dice on it. It's really cool. I think this is a prototype because the cards look a little bit better. You have these tokens. How the box looks like. I think this is your player board. I'm just more for the mechanism than I think the art. I thought that the art looked a little bit better. Maybe I was a little bit mistaken, but the dice look cool. The dice look really cool. Look, tumble puffs. This is the dice. This is the art that I found really cool. You may recover a die that has been placed onto these kinds of scrolls. Oh, cool. Yeah, the art is okay-ish. I like that Hufflepuffy thing. So I'm just curious about this one. It's a little game that sneaked up onto my list. So curious how this one will work out. It's one of those. I'm glad I have some of the small games. It's just going there, asking information, and doesn't take a lot of time because So many halls, so many games to see, and this is one of the games that can be a surprise sleeper hit. I like dice and placing them on cards and activating stuff. It's what good stuff is made of. So that's on number 38, Mage Lee. Number 37 is The Magnificent. The Magnificent is a game by Porter Games in Hall 5, E128. It's a card drafting dice economic. I know. I hope I think later on the list I'm gonna have a game with some other mechanics. Let's take a look. It's a game where you try to be the best. Try to attract performances to your tents and audience to your tents by drafting dice and expanding your camp by playing Tetris style tiles on your player board. You get elements you need for the show and set up performances in your tent. On your turn, take a die from the supply. The value you choose if your die is your strength. Yeah, this is the value of all the dice of the same color that you have collected, and that is the strength that you have to use to do an action. The more strength you have, the better the action will be, but you have to pay it in coins. So after each player has taken 4 turns, the round ends. You can discard a ringmaster to score points, but if you discard it, you start with a few amounts of ringmasters. You discard one at the end of each round, and you want to see which one you want to keep for your special abilities, because they all have like abilities. Let me see, and also ends on the round scoring opportunity. You can also use trainers, personal trainers. You need trainer tiles or common trainer spaces on game boards for various benefits. And yeah, so you let's look at the board. So the Magnificent. So draft your dice, expand your camp with these tiles, stage your show, and gain unique abilities. It looks pretty cool. This is the front of the board. The art looks amazing, to be honest. It really looks amazing. It looks, wow. It's like a Cirque du Soleil. I've never been to Cirque du Soleil, so I'm kind of curious. That is basically all the, all the pictures that I have for you guys. It looks amazing. Curious to get this one. A friend of mine was also, if he gets this one, I don't need to get this one. But it's one to keep on my radar. So number 37, The Magnificent. Number 36 game is a game in a setting that's not really my thing, but if the artwork looks this good, it piques my interest. Then you've triggered something in me, which is art can be amazing, can really trigger you to a game. I just hope the game is good. The description was a bit vague, not really vague, but I'm not sure how the rounds coalesce into a mechanism, and it's called Medieval Realms. I'm not really a big fan of medieval games, unless they have like a mechanism that I enjoy, like trader aspect or something like that, or hidden roles. But let's take a look at Medieval Realms. It's what was one of my late to the party games, just like Cooper Island. Those were the two that made it to the list, so that I have 50. I didn't put them just to make 50. I really looked like I would look back on the list, and I found these two, and this one just triggered me on art alone. It's from Lost Games Entertainment. Unlimited. Lost Games Entertainment Limited. Board Game Circus is putting this on at Essen. Location is Hall 5, booth H 116. 2 to 5 players. Action, bidding, card drafting, card game civilization. It looks really cool. I already opened the window. What am I doing? Just going with the flow. So this is the game. So the game will be played in 7 rounds. It's a economic kind of game. I don't like really economic games, so let's see how heavy this is in economics. You will assume the role of medieval king. You have to make decisions to develop your own realm. That intrigues me a lot. You have 7 rounds, and you have 2 different phases to each round. In the first phase, you will secretly place your leaders, mayors, generals, and admirals in different spots on their player boards and earn resources. You can get gold, production, materials, science, culture, religion, and battle points. In the second phase, you can take cards from the row using their resources. 10 different types of cards: leaders, cities, markets, islands, territories, wars, castles, science, religion, and culture. And there are 3 different card mechanics: bidding, cards in hand, and majority things that the cards can trigger. And the other game, play with the most victory points wins. So they told me about the phases and about the mechanisms, but not really how they are like incorporated into each other. But this is a short description from the publisher. So let's look at let's look at the game. So this is the board. The art is amazing if you look at the art. You have these. I like bidding secretively. So these are the things you can get. Player board. It looks pretty cool. Oh, these are the different things. So it's like religion and the books and chemistry and. Oh, you put the cubes on those part of the board. All the different resources, religion. That's all religion, and it's also a different kind of box. It's a more rectangular box. This one standardized boxes. And look at that art. It looks amazing. It's gonna be so hard to pick games at Essen. And look at the art. It looks amazing. This is just. I can hang this on a wall. It's beautiful. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed for all purpose. All these arts. All the artwork. So yeah, that's Medieval Realms. So let's go to the next one. My number 35 falls into the kind of like Blood Rage category. So area control games. So people are saying this is kind of like Blood Rage, but in the Mayan era. It's called Mezze. Mezze is a game from Colossal Games, which is they make good games. I got Kamisama last year, which is a very cool game. It's in Hall 5 G124. It's Surfing Meeple game is bringing that one to Essen. It's area majority influence, simultaneous extras and miniatures. So it's a little bit different than the other games. So no drafting here. Let's look at it. It's 2 to 4 players. Inspired by Mayan mythology. You control a powerful god and a tribe of followers. They will clash for dominance. They will build pyramids and sacrifice people like they did in the day. There's massive god miniatures, asymmetric strategies. Don't know if that means asymmetric powers. but it was numerous ways to achieve victory. Yeah, and so you have key points, innovative and intuitive area control with multiple ways to win. It's always good if you have multiple ways to win. Massive mine guards, and you need strategy and actions for each guard, I think. And a mine theme with beautiful artwork. So this is the box of Mezze. It looks beautiful. This is like really, it's a different kind of like, it has more green, but then it has the sun going dark with solar eclipse. And the different god look amazing. It's this is a bit like, oh, this is the prototype. This is kind of like a prototype. So let's head back because there's more of the finished game. Could have a lot of pictures, like 64 images. I don't know if they have. I think they have some. These are the. They look amazing. I think this is more of the finished product. So you have the scoring around, the player boards, which have different colors. I think they have different powers also, and your followers here. It looks very cool. I think this is the kind of like the finished board. Yeah, it looks more compact than I would say. It has a bit of a Blood Rage thing, but it's more compact than Rising Sun. And I like Rising Sun that it felt compact, but it wasn't really. It looked compact, but it wasn't really. So I don't know. This one, I'm certainly gonna check it out, or else it would not be on this list. Oh, this looks amazing. Also, they already have like a wash or something over them, so they look very detailed. And this golem has another statue's head here, or another god. And this one looks amazing. Check the rushing waters. This is Snob of the Black Blade. Oh, this one looks creepy. I want to play with this one. Oh, this one looks also, it's like Hawakin of the Engulfing Flames. It looks really nice. The Lost Direction. It looks like a monkey kind of god. Oh, Ixtuptun of the Emerald Shard. I really like them. Oh, is this a different player board? I think this is the final one. I really don't know. They have put like so many pictures. If you put too much pictures up, people will get confused. But this one looks actually a little bit better even than the other board. Oh, the cards look really cool. Like that green emerald thing that they always like use on their statues and stuff like that. So, it looks amazing. Look at the art. It's a beautiful game. So this will maybe fill my Blood Rage itch because I don't have Blood Rage. A friend of mine have Blood Rage, so I hope that I can. If this is good, I will get this hopefully to the table. Don't know if it will kick off Blood Rage, but who knows. So that was Mezze on number 35. So number 34 on my list is a game by Haba called Miyabi. Miyabi is a game where you are gonna try to make your best garden. It's in Hall 3, location F102. It's card drafting, pattern building, and puzzles. There's a puzzle element to it. So, oh, I already opened it, so why am I opening it again? So, You try to placing stones, bushes, trees, ponds, and pagodas on multiple levels. You can then become the best garden designer of the season by tending your garden. If you think you got it figured out, try one of the 5 included expansion. It's funny that they already included 5 expansions. I think they're not big expansions, so it's something to add, or you can add all of them. It's like I like when they do that. Uh, it's it looks like a quite nice game. So there's the box, and you put these tiles out. This is a scoreboard. Uh, this is the front of the game. So these are the tiles. So you get them, and you try to put them on your board, and you can also stack them. But you can also stack them all on top of each other. You cannot leave, like, for example, you cannot stack here, I think. So that will not be possible. So yeah, sometimes you will cover other stuff and sometimes not. It's you have to have the row with these things on it, so it can be hard. But then you have to cover another row up because they are tiles with 2 like squares. You can call them grids. So yeah, it's a bit of a puzzle game. What the pagodas do, I don't know. I think you can also put them on the board, or you can put them up right here. And maybe you square something there. So yeah, that is a simple little card game that I found called Miyabi. Well, tile placement game called Miyabi. So yeah, that's number 34. Let's go. Number 33 is a game that is self-published, and it's really weird that I like this game, but the premise got me a little bit intrigued. It has a little bit, it has a feeling like Clue. And when I look at the box, I was thinking about that episode with a Family Guy with the murder, the double episode where everybody was called to the manor by James Woods, and it was not James Wood that murdered. It's like I got a little bit of that feeling. It's called One Night at Davis Manor. It's a self-published game. They will not have many copies of it, so a chance that I will get a copy, because I really don't know if I'm going to buy it or not. I really have to play it. It's very slim, but I'm still interested in it. So let's have a look. One Night at Davis Manor. 4 to 8 players. Card drafting. Roll, spin, and move. Don't know how that's going to work. That's a little bit the thing that I don't like about the game. Murder mystery, spies, and secret agents. I love that kind of stuff. It's self-published. I have it's on booth 5 L116. So it's hall 5 L116. Then the English and Spanish editions. Limited edition of 150 units. So the period already ended for pickup at Spiel. And it's a team-based cooperative board game set in 1928. Players, they have a secret role of police and thieves. They must cooperate to achieve their objectives. The thieves have to find the money and escape with it in a vehicle, while the police have to arrest the thieves. Yeah. So you have the roles of the master thief and the chief inspector reveal their roles and keep them shown. So the players will all know the chief inspector and the master chief, a master thief. A master chief is something else. The rest of all players will keep their roles hidden. Each character has a special skill. There's 16 rooms in the manor. The game at the beginning of the game, the object cards are shuffled. We encircle at the back, and 6 of them are randomly placed face up in each room, held by the main board. The rest of the objects are stacked face down as a draw deck. The empty discard pile shuffled and drop renewed. You have to spin the roulette to move the pawn around by the number rolled and perform actions with object cards and or the action square. You can do as many actions you want while moving. It looks It looks fun. Like a lot of text for just a short description. Uh, so you can push a player, you can steal a card, trade cards with another player. Either 1/1, 2/2, 3/3. Whisper Secrets. Use it to have a private conversation with another player. This can be useful for plotting strategies or bluffing. uh, wow. It looks fun if that secret bluffing and strategy and whispering pays off in the game mechanics. So let's look at the board. The board looks pretty neat. If it loads. Well, this is the board. It looks actually pretty neat. It has one of those vibes from the past. Like, oh, it looks pretty neat. Nice artwork. Thief. So, I like things with hidden rolls. Still not sold about spinning the wheel, and that's the move that you're gonna get. It's just like a roll and move. But it has a nice design to it. For self-published game, lots of self-published games look good, but this one looks exceptionally good. I don't like the pawns though. They could have used figurines. So there's roll and move and the normal pawns. I think if this one gets picked up, maybe a second edition will be worth a buy. But now I really want to check this out. This is One Night at Davis Manor. My number 32 is also a small game that slipped into the cracks, and that's called Orb Hunters. And Orb Hunters is from Ediciones Primigenio, I think Italian or Spanish. It's in Hall 5E 113. Average majority influence hand management card game. It's a small little game. Let's look at it. It has a small description of a faded fortress that was once home of powerful magicians of the Four Kingdoms, and after the War of 200 Years, where magic is persecuted, it has been abandoned, and it's full of danger, and you try to get in and get treasure, and especially those orbs, ancient orbs. Each player plays an adventure in search of relics, and each turn assign adventure cards to obtain relics. So you have to obtain wealth by avoiding wounds, and the balance of those two things is elements are key to achieving victory, it says here in the description. Not much in the way of artwork, but there is this, it looks cool. It has a different kind of artwork than I'm usually seeing. Look, Cyclops. So yeah, and the fox, and this adventure looks very troubled, like, oh my god, what's coming towards us. And the artwork looks amazing, by the way. And this artwork looks even better than the cover. The cover is okay, but this one has a little bit more flair to it. Maybe because they're individually on the cards. So yeah, this is kind of like a cool game. Worth checking out, I hope. So that is Orb Hunters. My number 31 is finally a bigger game, And I saw it played on the internet at a channel which I forgot the name of, and it's a game has a cool theme. It's called Pangaea. It's about that big continent that that all our countries lived on, were based on, because it was the continent, all the continents put together in the past before the big drift of all the continents as we know today. So let's take a look at Pangaea. It's from Redim Games. It's in Hall 2, C107. 1 to 4 players, 6 to 90 minutes. Action points and the majority influence. So in Pangaea is a strategic board game set of the Great Permian Extinction. Back then, at the end of Perm, life on Earth was on the brink of utter extinction. So you're going to play as a particular species over the course of this game to prepare for the imminent catastrophe by adapting to the changing environment, as well as fighting other species, getting food and stuff like that. So let's look at Pangaea. So this is Pangaea. This is the board, this is the species. The art looks amazing on the species. The board looks very clean. So you're going to move around this board and try to avoid where the catastrophe is going to land. There's going to be a few safe spots. So you're trying to eat and roam around until that happens. There are some species that you have different kind of lands, the outer lands and the inlands. So there's ice. Let's have more of a look. And all of these areas have like 0, 1, and 2s, which are different areas within a particular block on the map or grid on the map. So I hope I can show you the cards. Oh, this is the catastrophe cards, I think. Yeah. And there's certain ways that you can, sometimes if you're on 0, you can only go that way. So there are, it's these arrows, I think. You can go in and out of certain areas. And there was artwork. Oh, look at this artwork. This is I think this is in Polish, but they're gonna sell the English version there as well. Oh, it's like a kraken. Or a mollusk or something. I don't know, maybe I'm just spouting nonsense, but Synapsy D, I think that's Polish. But the artwork looks amazing. I like this art. This big creature. And I think this is from the Kickstarter or something like that. Oh, later you can put these things on. I now remember. Later you can put these things on the board. I don't know what they do, but they really look cool. Wow, look at this. It's like the fossils. So yeah, that is that's Pangaea for you. So give it a look. As no, I will. So those were 10 more great games coming out at Essen, which I'm excited about. If you're excited about one of these games, just put a comment down below, and we'll still have like 30 games to go. So we'll see you on the next video.